Hey, this is Seagrove. That was really loud. And I'm here with Peter Kica with the beautiful cam and the blur effect. M. Taylor with Roar XD. And creepy Aaron Tarbell. And Skype loner extraordinaire. So, let's get into the intros. If you guys would introduce yourselves, we'll start with Aaron since you have a creepy red smiley face.
Hi, my name is Aaron Tarbell. I just sit around on Skype all day not talking to anybody. And that's my shtick, and I'm sticking to it.
And Aaron gave me one of my proudest moments ever when he asked me for my Trevenant list, which was actually totally garbage, and I got really lucky in the tournament I won, but it made me proud. Em, go ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm an AP student from Minnesota. I've gotten my invite the last 3 years, and I'm currently, and most of the season, been ranked as like the #1 player in Minnesota in terms of CP. So, yeah.
Busted. It's because you're good at math. All right. Kica, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Peter. I'm playing from New York City. I won't be going to Madison this weekend because I already have 8 finishes for regionals, so I would need like a really, really high placement to get any points. And I've been enjoying the new format.
Good. That's great. I'm currently you on this. Okay, there we go. What are you enjoying about the new format, Peter?
Playing stall.
Okay. Oh, is that... Were you playing the... Oh, you're playing the big boy, as you call it.
Yeah, the big boy.
Talk to us about big boy.
I think it's really good, honestly.
What is big boy?
Big boy is Lucario Melmetal GX.
Okay. And I looked at the deck, and I was thoroughly confused. How does this work?
So it's a stall deck, and the way you win is you run your opponent out of resources, or you
I got that.
them.
Or you what?
You use unknown hand to win.
Okay, so do you had energies in there, right? DCEs,
yeah,
I want to say.
I played 2 DCs and a rainbow.
Why that count?
So you definitely need DCEs in the deck to enable Lucario's GX attack with the plus effect, because one DC attachment gives it both effects, where you discard and reduce for the rest of the game.
I thought it was double metal. Okay.
No, that wouldn't be that great. And I played the one rainbow because I like the versatility on being able to ace roll in my own things whenever I wanted to.
Nice. Okay. And what have you done so far with that deck?
I got top 16 at the first regional of this format, Santa Clara. I got a top 4 at a cup this last weekend, and I played it at another cup this past weekend on Sunday as well. And I played against 4 Reshiram in a row in the first 4 rounds, and I went 2-2, and then I dropped.
Solid. And how do you...
Wait, you went 2-2 against Reshiram with the Lucario deck?
Yeah.
So.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. The match was pretty hard.
You played 4 and you won 2 and lost 2.
Yeah. I should have won...
You played 4 Reshiram and you beat 2 of them.
I should have won all 4 games.
How did that happen?
Well, one of the games, my opponent blowered my counter gain, and I needed to get a second one or another energy to attack, and I win the game. And I Bills didn't hit the counter gain, so I lost.
No. How did you win against Reshiram? That's what I don't. That's what I don't get.
Win?
Yes.
You run them out of stuff. They run out of energies.
I'm too dumb to get this.
Oh, silly me.
I don't get this.
It's way too complex to explain in a short snippet of your video.
Okay.
But if you're interested, I'll have an article coming out on Thursday on surprises.
I respect the hustle.
Check that
Okay.
out.
Aaron, what are you thinking about what are you liking in this format?
Well, I really like Lucario Melmetal, and I don't like that I like it.
Did you like it 20 minutes ago?
So I was genuinely on Lucario Melmetal for a long time.
Okay.
And by a long time, I mean now.
Yeah.
Besides that, I've been playing a lot of garbage decks.
Okay.
Just seeing what everyone else likes.
That's what I always play.
I've been I don't know where I'm going with this.
Okay. So, do you have a pet deck other than Lucario Melmetal? And if
I played Garrett. I spent $36 to play Gyarados this weekend.
and how did that go about as I'd expect?
Yeah, poorly.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Cool. So since your pet deck is Melmetal, Lucario, do you mind telling me how you beat Reshiram with that?
Oh no, who are we talking to?
You.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
You don't. That's why you don't play it, is because the only thing you can't beat is Reshiram.
Not true.
Well, now it's broken.
All right, deck's busted. M, do you have a deck that you're loving in this format?
Well, I have a good deck that I like and a bad deck that I like.
Mm-hmm.
The good deck that I like is obviously like I really actually genuinely enjoyed playing like Green's Engine, Reshiram. I don't know. I've played a lot of Zoroark the last few months and stuff like that, so I played a lot of games with that. But I don't know. I can't like put myself through that again. So the really good deck is Reshiram. I think it's a really fun deck. And then in terms of bad decks, I've really enjoyed playing. Okay, I don't know if it's bad, but I really enjoy playing Vikavolt. I think the deck actually is not like totally bad, but I don't know. It's now Reshiram, right? So.
The best part was Peter smiling because he's having fond memories of Bulu.
No, I'm smiling because I played against a Vikavolt at Santa Clara, and I fobbed all 4 of his Charger Bugs. And
Busted. All right, so Green's Reshiram. This seems to be the dominant one. What makes it better than the rest?
Kiawe sucks. Like literally, if you don't hit it on your first turn, it's 4 deck cards in your whole deck, and you can't draw cards. And like Welders, you only draw support, and you can't search anything. And you can't.
Okay, so why is Charizard Reshiram so good? Charizard Reshiram so good?
Well, just from my point of view, it has like diversified attackers is the biggest thing. So you can play Arcanine, which is a really solid counter that we saw Alex play. You can play Stealthy Hood. You have the GX attack. So it has really diversified attackers, more HP, more damage output. Outrage is great. Snorlax is really good. So I think diversified attackers though is the biggest thing a deck can have in this format right now.
And what does Stealthy Hood do?
So you are not affected by the abilities of your opponent's Pokemon. So it goes through Vileplume, but it doesn't go through Hoopa. And then my memory too is that it technically allows like Jirachi to be used under Alolan Muck, I think.
Okay,
but, yeah.
That's cute. All right, cool. Aaron, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
If you are playing a deck to beat Charizard Reshiram that is also good against the rest of the meta, and it doesn't have Lucario whatever that Pokemon is in it, Melmetal. What deck are you playing?
Alright, so I did kind of lie earlier. I do have a pet deck that I've been working on.
Okay.
So it's just it's Zoroark with super hand control. So you play a 2/2 line of the Slowking that does the kills
Memory Melt.
I don't know what it does.
And
I'm not paying attention. What does this do? Slowking.
Memory Melt says you look at your opponent's hand, you lost zone any card you want. And then
nice.
So what you do is you play Surge in 2 Mars, so you discard 2 random cards, and you Lavender Town to decide if you want a Ranger or you want to Lost Melt something.
Okay.
You guarantee a dead hand, and then you.
This sounds like an Aaron Tarbell deck. Yeah. That's good.
So it's the old Zoroark control, just like with a solid answer to Charizard, and then because control can't beat Charizard, and then after that you just handlock people.
Okay, that sounds solid. I'm into it. Cool. And not that anyone cares, but I'm liking. I don't play, but if I did, I like Empoleon Swampert right now. It's got pretty good matchups against one prize attackers and Charizard. And it's a stage 2, so Marshadow doesn't have any effect on it, so that's good. JK. Okay, so last time we saw in top 8, we saw Reshiram. We saw... What else did we see in top 8 from the last regional?
2 Reshiram, 2 Shedinja.
Shedinja, Oranguru.
2 Zapdos, a Pikarom, and then a Stall.
Okay, why did Shedinja Oranguru lose?
Because it's a bad deck.
Time. I mean, you can't. If you lose a game, you can't win.
So the problem with that deck is that if your opponent says draw and then pass every turn, you can't win a game. That's the problem with that deck.
How's that? Why don't you just keep using Oranguru?
It takes way too long to do all the actions, honestly.
I played against the version that rather than just sit there and do the actions to deck out, it played 1 Koga's Trap, so it could take the 6 prizes.
What's Koga's Trap?
Poison and confuse the active.
Okay.
So, and it worked. I was upset.
Did you try Peter's method of draw pass?
I mean, kind of. I was playing Gyarados.
So yeah, basically. Okay. Cool. Wow. Yeah, the deck seems really interesting to me. I think I would actually enjoy playing that.
You would not.
I would not. Okay.
You'd be wrong.
if you think you enjoy that deck, you probably would enjoy going to the gym more.
Okay. Well, I haven't done that in a few years, so maybe not. Okay. And then we saw Pikarom. I tested a bit of Pikarom. In general, I had trouble with Charizard, but I found that it could do okay, especially against bad versions of it. What is that Pikarom's problem? It just can't beat Charizard?
Well, I personally, I think it struggles against Zapdos too. I think it struggles against a lot of things, honestly.
Anything that plays Mr. Mime? Or whatever it's called?
Yeah, Mew. Mew is, like, actually so bad for the deck. Like, Zoroark used to be super easy, and, like, you could just sort of blow through everything, even if they played Lycanroc, and now you just, like, you have to waste resources on a 60 HP Pokemon.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, you can't beat, like, the best deck in the format. Or, like, you can, but, like, it's just not... Like, a good Reshiram player should beat... Like, especially when you can search out greens, too. I don't know. I don't think it's close.
Okay. Anyone else on Pikarom?
I actually disagree. I think the deck is really good. It does have trouble with Charizard, but the matchup is definitely closer than people think it is. It's like more or less 60-40 in their favor.
Okay.
As far as Zapdos, I mean, it's kind of tough, but that's also another like 60-40, and then it takes like pretty good matchups like against other stuff. It's just one of those decks where it's like very consistent and just does its thing.
Is there anything you can do to turn the tide in your favor versus a Zapdos or a Reshiram?
Well, for Zapdos, you can probably play, what's it called, Absol and Wobbuffet.
Okay.
That hits them pretty good.
What's Wobbuffet do?
When it's on the bench, Prism Stars can't use their abilities or attack.
Okay, to turn off... What does that turn off?
It turns off their Coco Prism Star, so they can't use Coco GX on you.
Oh, Zapdos can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can Pikarom more safely anyway.
Okay. Okay. And then is there anything for Charizard?
For Charizard, you can play I don't know. You can play that baby's Aurora that has discharge. I think the main problem with the Charizard matchup is you can't reliably kill 2 Charizards in one shot.
Okay.
And the discharge dude can just pop 5 energies and kill a Charizard. So I think that's a decent option, but I'm not sure if it's that great.
Yeah.
Especially in other matchups, it's not very good. And as far as the Zoroark matchup, they can play as many Mews as they want. They're still losing. That matchup is very bad for them.
Aaron, what's the best Zapdos variant?
There's more than one.
I thought there were. There's like a Zap Beasts.
So,
or is that the only one?
Zap Beasts. And then, I guess, I don't consider Zekrom a Zapdos variant, even though I play it like a Zapdos deck.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess those two. Those are my favorites. I do like Zekrom a lot still, and you do attack with Zapdos, so that's probably the best one.
Yeah.
Okay. Is better than Zap Beasts?
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron, what's the best Zoroark variant?
The Persian deck's probably the best, but I do like the hand control people.
Seems good. And what's the best Zoroark variant?
I agree. I think the Persian version is best right now. I haven't tested it all with with hand control, but I've seen some talk about Silvally in the deck. Having played a lot of Silvally, I don't like the deck. I feel like I'd rather just play Slowpoke because you give up one prize and you attack more efficiently, and like I don't know. I just don't think it matters at all.
Joltik, what's the best Zoroark variant?
Persian and Slowking. No Dugong. I think Dugong's very bad.
Okay. Do you think Dugong is a decent counter to Reshiram in general?
I think it does nothing to Reshiram.
Okay.
Pretty good in mirror though. Just go slap things.
Okay. What's your favorite deck that has seen that's like, I don't want to say necessarily off the radar. Well, you can say off the radar, but just like not quite meta. Maybe you've seen one or two of them do well at a tournament. What deck has piqued your interest in this format? For me, I really like that Greninja spread. It seems like really bad, but it seems really fun. And what did you think?
Well, I said Vikavolt earlier. I still think that's true. There was one in day 2, and I've been playing around with it a little bit. I think it's very okay, but it's really, I think that's about as far as it goes. Like Peter said, like they can just Faba charge about, like you just kind of like scoop. You have no reliable way to like knock out a lot of cards, so like that's, I don't know. I think the deck's very okay, but stage 2 and needing damage buffs and needing stage 1s and like lure ball heads, I don't know. It's a lot of moving parts.
I definitely know what lure ball is. Peter, what's your favorite deck outside of Melmetal that's sort of off the radar for most people?
I really like Buzzwole Formosa.
Okay.
The problem with that deck is that you auto lose to every fire deck in the format. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
But it's very fun. I have fun playing it. Like being able to like beast ring on turn 1 is pretty fun.
Yeah, that's how I felt about like Zoroark Greninja, except for the fire part. It just lost to every deck in the format. But like, I really enjoyed it. It like felt good, and I just lost every time. Like it felt like it was running okay, but yeah.
I've had like a couple of times where I got like turn 1 knockout on a Pikarom with Buzzwole Formosa.
That sounds pretty busted.
That's very fun to do.
What's the energy requirement for that?
Grass, colorless.
I don't know how to do that. How do you do that in standard?
You do what's it called, Miss Magius? Twice.
Oh, twice, and then V-String.
Yeah.
I respect the hustle.
Yeah, right.
That's awesome. Aaron, what's your favorite off the radar deck that you haven't mentioned yet?
Well, I also really like that Buzzwole Formosa deck. Turns out it has a fine hand control matchup. I found that out.
Good.
I was like, I'm just never going to take prizes. And then they took their own prizes. And then I never took prizes.
Yeah. That's awesome. So another thing about the Zork Darkrai deck, you can play like counter energy because you're always behind, so that's nice. But then you're behind, you lose. So let's talk about deck you expect to see the most of going into Madison. Is Charizard going to be the most represented? Has the price point been a wall at all? It doesn't really seem like too many people really want to play it that aren't. I just answered the question. That was bad. So, what's the most popular deck? Is it going to be Charizard?
So, in day 1, it'll be Charizard. In Santa Clara, the most popular deck in day 2 is Stall, actually. So, that's my memory, right? There was 9 Stall in day 2, and then
which Stall, or just in general?
Just like Melmetal, Big Boy, right?
I was the only one not playing Vileplume.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I think it depends a little bit. I will say in Minnesota, the price point has been a really big thing, but we also sort of have a smaller, like, competitive scene.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of wheezing around lately just because it's, like, super cheap. You can play Frost Rotom. Russell Lepar, it's all he talks about. But I don't know. I think, I think Reshiram will be the most played deck. But I think people like wheezing and everything still from Santa Clara.
Peter, which Vileplume or without, after seeing other people play it, what do you think?
Well, I wrote an article the week prior to Santa Clara about Vileplume Stall, and after I evaluated that everyone knew Vileplume was a thing because of like multiple articles, multiple like video discussions, and just like random polls on HeyFonte, I knew that Vileplume would be accounted for, so I realized that it was bad. So I removed the whole Vileplume line from my deck.
Okay. I just noticed, like, when you turn your head a certain way, the space between your hair and the headphones makes the door perfectly clear in the background. The doorknob. That's great. Okay, anyways. Easily entertained. Aaron, Peter, I skipped you. What do you think is the most popular deck for
in Santa
Madison?
Clara? It was definitely Charizard. Like, I played against 7 fire decks, 2 of which was Baby Blowns, 5 Reshizards in Santa Clara. I think I managed to beat 2 Reshizards, tied a Reshizard, and then tied a Clown, and then lost to the rest.
Okay. And do you think Reshizard's the biggest one?
I think so, yeah. People like that.
Okay.
It's just powerful.
People
it has a lot of HP.
They like that garbage.
Yeah.
All right. Aaron, what do you think the biggest deck's going to be?
I think the biggest deck is going to be Reshiram.
Okay.
But cycling back, the best deck that does not lose the best deck that loses Stall is Weezing. Like, Weezing is so good. Yeah.
But it loses to Stall?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
Can't be Stall.
Aaron, let me ask you.
GX and you never deal damage.
They like what?
They GX and you never deal damage, or they just.
Oh. Yeah.
And the other plays champion. Well, if you play Faba and you can Faba the Champions Festival, you can beat Ninkata. So.
Okay.
All people's sweet text here.
So, Aaron, let me ask you this question. Do you think Charizard being known this popular is going to put a target on its back to the point that it's not going to do well?
No, that's never the case. Like, because if you look at how big Zekrom was for, the last 6-7 tournaments before Charizard was released, it still did well. It was the best deck and it showed. And Charizard doesn't have the matchups that Zekrom did, but Charizard's going to be popular and it still beats things, and so I think it's still going to be heavily played and still take a fourth of top 8 just from sheer people playing it. And there are good players that play it, and it's a very good deck.
Yeah. Okay. So if you are teching for the deck, first of all, what deck do you not want to lose to, and how are you teching for that? Aaron, you start.
Stall. I don't want to lose the stall.
And what are you teching to beat it?
I don't know yet.
That's the problem.
Because like whatever tech, I feel like techs for Nincada don't beat techs for Lucario, but I feel like techs for Lucario don't help against Nincada that much. So somewhere in the middle, probably in a Ringu and anything, just seems good.
Yeah.
At least, and then more.
Peter.
What was the question?
What deck do you not want to lose to, and what can you tech to help yourself?
What deck do I not want to lose to? I don't honestly. I don't want to lose to Reshiram because it's going to be the most popular deck. I played a lot of them at Santa Clara, so yeah, at Wisconsin, I would not want to lose to that deck. Probably tech like. It depends on your deck, honestly. Lots of different decks could tech different things. Like Zora can do multiple of the Slowking line. I don't know. It's tough. Like there aren't many random like generic attackers that are good versus it. I guess playing like a non-GX focused deck is just automatically good.
Right.
There's no like real tech outside of Slowking and like some niche like attackers that really are huge techs for it.
Okay. Slowking and niche attackers depending on what fits in your deck. Em, what do you think?
I think it's a really good question. So I can like confidently say I won't be playing Stall this weekend. I don't like really own the cards for it, and I don't want to. But I think I want to do my best not to lose to Lucario Melmetal. It was the most popular deck in day 2. Stall has never been better in my eyes. I think a lot of players people say they don't like to play Stall, but I think people get a big kick out of like infinitely looping their opponent. And like I don't know, I'm serious. Like I think people are like hate Stall, and then they play Stall, and they're like, oh, this is kind of fun. So
that's literally what happened to me.
Yeah. So, like, I think people saying that people hate Stall is like, I think especially now that you can attack too, people like it a little more. So in that case, I'll probably be playing Reshiram unless something big shifts. It's really hard to tech for Stall and still have like a good mirror and like a good other matchup. I think Arcanine and Stealthy Hood are probably the only 2 techs I can really think of. Stealthy Hood I'll be playing pretty much no matter what. I think it's a really good card. And then I don't know. We'll see about Arcanine. It's hard to search it out with the Blues engine and find space for Ultra Balls and stuff like that. So, I still have some tinkering to do.
All right. I have this idea in my head, and this is coming from someone who's not really kept up very well, but that GX and EX decks do pretty well against non-GX and non-EX decks, and then non-GX and non-EX decks do well against, like, one-prize attacker decks do well against tag teams, and then tag teams do well against EX and GX. Is that, or just GX, I guess, in this case. Is that correct, or is that just, like, something I've made up? It's just deck by deck?
Yeah, I would say so. I think some decks, like, really are built. Like, Zapdos obviously does pretty well against the tag team decks, and that's the most relevant one-prize deck. But there's also, there's also, like, Vikavolt. There's also some other one-prize decks I'm sure I'm forgetting right now. But, like, I think any deck... One thing I really like about the new format is that it feels like a lot of decks can really beat other decks. Like Reshiram, it genuinely feels like can beat Zoroark and Zapdos, just depending on the matchup, how you draw. But I don't know. I think it's a little polarizing maybe, especially with decks like Stall being so good right now.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of throws a wrench in the whole triangle there.
Yeah. All right, cool. What is the best deck that you will not be playing this weekend? Peter, I don't think you're going, right? So
I'm not going.
What's the best deck?
The best deck is Stall.
All right, Melmetal.
With no Vileplume.
No Vileplume.
Because everyone's going to have 59 card decks because they're playing the Hood.
Sounds good. Em, what do you think is the best deck that you will not be playing?
Stall or Wheezing.
Okay. Which one's better, Stall or Wheezing?
Wheezing's better against everything that's not Stall.
Okay. Aaron, best deck you'll not be playing this weekend?
Charizard.
I respect it. I respect the hustle of not playing Charizard. That's good, man. I know I don't like Charizard because when I was introduced to Pokemon, I picked Bulbasaur, and Charizard is super effective. So I have this like low key, like in the back of my mind, subconscious disdain for Charizard. But I try. Okay, thank you guys so much. I think this was a really great video. We're gonna do some shout outs and then close it off. Aaron, why don't you start?
Shout out to Team ARG. Jim is great. Love the team. Check out this new game. It's better than Pokemon sometimes.
And it's called Ardent Saga, is that right?
Yep, because ARG and the rest of the name.
All right.
And then shout out to Johnny for being great. And those are my shout outs.
Dab on them. All right, Em.
Shout out to AP test being over. Everyone in the Minnesota crew. And my parents were always helping me play Pokemon.
Cool. Peter.
Shout outs to Six Prizes. Write articles on there now. I guess also follow me on Twitter at Peter Joltik. I like to tweet a lot, and sometimes I post lists on there. Sometimes no.
Oh, but follow me before you follow him.
Why not both?
No.
Why not both?
No.
I think you
If
have
time.
all your handles are underneath. Go ahead.
I only have 121 followers, I think, on Twitter. So I mean, you guys don't help me out.
All right. Well, yeah, your Twitter handles are right here on the video, so just check them out.
Just follow all four of us on Twitter right now.
Do it.
Right now.
Peter, when is your article out? Did you say you just wrote one, or it's about to come out?
My article will be going up on Thursday.
Okay, so that'll be tomorrow.
No,
all right.
That'll be the next day.
Right. When people see this, hopefully that'll be tomorrow.
Okay.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for your time, and good luck to everybody in Madison. Stay warm. I don't know if it's super hot up there like it is down here, but seems like it's probably not cold because it's middle of the summer. All right. Peace out.